Welcome, everyone. Thanks for being available. I'd like to congratulate Joel on being our next head coach of the Henderson Silver Knights. Really impressed with his path, his journey, where he was an NHL player for 11 seasons. He coached in the American League with our Henderson Silver Knights for 3 years before coming up to do 3 years with the Golden Knights. And not unlike some of the conversation we had with Ryan Craig's path last week, this is the perfect time for Wardo to go run his own team. And I know when I met with him at the end of the year, it's where he felt his career needed to go next. And I really supported that. I really agree that he's going to do a great job as a head coach. All the experience, intangibles, leadership skills that you want in a leader of your team. And I really think he's going to be a tremendous force down in Henderson. So congratulations to Joel. His boys chose tennis lessons over the press conference today, but we see them around lots as well. And Kathleen, we're proud and pleased to keep you in the organization as the head coach of the Silver Knights.
So for me, the exact same. I'm excited for Joel, excited for the Henderson Silver Knights. There's great familiarity there with Joel, having worked with him for a couple of years. When I first started, my first 2 years, Joel was an assistant in Henderson. I love the way we do things. We find good people. We give good people opportunity. And with that, they're gonna take the steps necessary. So I think it's just natural for us. With Joel, he understands what the Henderson Silver Knights are all about. We're a developmental path for our players and prospects, and couldn't be happier to have him moving forward with us.
I just wanted to say thank you. First of all, thank you for being here. I definitely want to thank both these two gentlemen here and Bill Foley and the rest of the VGK organization just for entrusting me in this opportunity. It's something I always wanted to do post-career. And then also my lovely family. Obviously couldn't be here today, but my wife, Kathleen, and my two young boys, their support, just to be there by my side on a day-to-day and let me achieve this goal has been instrumental for me. So just really proud of them for sticking by me and putting up with me through the last couple of years and onto this next journey moving forward.
Joel, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
You mentioned toward the end of your playing days that this was something that you wanted to do. Was there a moment toward the end of your playing career that kind of resonated, like coaching is what I want to do? And if so, what was that moment that made now the right time to take this opportunity?
I just always thought during my playing career, towards the end, I can see how things were kind of turning out for myself. But I've always had an envision of, I've had great coaches. They always loved the game. And I just think it'd be a sin for me to keep this information inside. This is an avenue for me to just kind of deliver this information of hockey, the game that I loved growing up as a kid, all the way throughout my whole career. So it's just something I always wanted to get back into the game, and then being part of a group is always something I wanted to be part of. Love the compete level of it, being in a day-to-day interaction with the guys and the teaching aspect. So I always knew deep down inside, just throughout my whole, especially in the second half of my career, the coaching was going to be my avenue.
Brian Salmon, NBC here in Vegas. First, I'd like to ask Kelly, what does this mean to the organization for you guys to be able to create coaches and have them work in, say, like a farm system and bring them up like you did with Ryan, and then to have Joel move from an assistant with the NHL team down to the Silver Knights to be the head coach, how you guys are cultivating your talent through your guys' organization?
Well, I think it speaks to the fact that we really put an emphasis on hiring good people and then providing with the resources, and they'll hit whatever ceiling that they hit. But the two examples you give, I see a lot of similarities in Joel and Danny's question. I think might have asked the exact same one of Ryan and got a very similar answer last week. So first and foremost, really focus on hiring hardworking, low ego, high character people, and that's what we did with Ryan. We did with Joel, and then because of that, when they're surrounded by other good people, they flourish and grow and develop. And this is the logical next step now for Joel in his coaching career.
And then for Joel, congratulations. See a lot upstairs at the Golden Knight games. I guess for you, to reach this pinnacle, how excited are you and how proud of you with all the hard work that you put in to be given the reins of such a prominent position with this organization?
Yeah, 6 years ago, I started off in Henderson. Right from when I got that opportunity there, great opportunity for myself just to continue to learn. I had under Manny Vivros, who showed me a fair bit growing up through the coaching ranks, but I had a great opportunity there, and just I knew right there I wanted to get to the next level. I got a chance, obviously, under Bruce Cassidy, learning a lot through that, through my tenure here, and then of course with Torts at the end. But just understanding what it took on the day to day. So I'm just really humbled, really proud, grateful for this opportunity, and kind of getting ready to lead this young group.
Coach Madison Murray with Channel 8. What can you say about the Silver Knights culture currently? And is there any personal twist that you want to put on this team this upcoming season?
Just we talked about good people. I think first and foremost, Ryan Craig mentioned it this morning. In this organization, it's always been about good people, working hard, doing your job, and having a great, fun, safe environment. That's what continue to preach that in Henderson. As for twists, I don't know anything specifically, but just be myself. I think the guys will understand that. I relied a lot on my playing days, my experience. I think I got a good feel for a locker room just from that experience. So first and foremost, just being myself, and that's what I'm going to carry to be going forward.
Joel, I'm just curious, as far as personally, as someone who was a founder of the Hockey Diversity Alliance, who always pushed to stop racism in hockey and things of that sort, to be now the second Black coach ever in the American Hockey League, how much pride do you take in that? And have you kind of had a chance to reflect on that as far as your journey and maybe the barriers that can be broken going forward as far as the coaching ranks now?
You know what? I carried that as a player. As I said, I've been around the game long enough, so breaking those barriers are very important to me. I think representation is very important. I got two small boys, and I faced a lot of racism in hockey growing up as a kid, throughout pro ranks as well. So just Saturday morning after the draft, even my boys, we watched the Jackson Covert for the NHL, had a piece on him and his draft day, and my boys got a chance to sit there and watch that over and over, and it was something that looked like them. So they really appreciated that. Just to see them even look after that and knowing that is something that's going to be there on a day to day. For me, it's just important to be a good role model, which I've tried to take a lot of pride in for the kids growing up throughout watching the game. As I said, representation matters, and there's a good step forward, especially if people of color, to recognize that, no, listen, there's people of all backgrounds, ethnicities are playing in the game and within the game, and it's just my job to continue to keep growing the game and modeling, have a good positive role model spin on it.
Just want to ask about Carl Lindbaum. He was re-signed. Just want to get each of your perspectives on just the re-signing of it, and then the excitement of Carl, but just also the roster in general down there that you'll have going into this season. So.
Of me. Well, Carl, since we drafted him, he was a seventh round pick out of Sweden, and all he has done is excelled every single year. Even as a 18 and 19-year-old, he played in the SHL, which is the best professional league in Sweden. He made the World Junior team for Team Sweden when he was a 19-year-old, played every minute of every game at the tournament. He comes over here. We're not sure. A lot of times young goaltenders need to start in the ECHL, which is a common path for young goalies. And all he has done is exceeded expectations. And last year he got his feet wet in the NHL, played a number of games for us. Instrumental in the second half that Henderson, the record that they had in the second half to make a real good season down there and again into the playoffs. So I don't think now anyone inside the organization is surprised by his success. I see a proud Freddie Brathwaite sitting back there who would have worked with him during his time in Henderson. So he's going to be an NHL goaltender. That's what we feel about Carl, and he's really developed very nicely.
Tim, curious if you have any favorite memories of when he was back with the Henderson Silver Knights a few years back.
I was thinking about that when Danny asked that question. Probably the night that we had a little adversity with our coaching staff. We had a couple of coaches actually that were ill, and we went to Ontario to play a road game, and both Joel and Fred were behind the bench, those two guys, and it was interesting. I didn't realize the significance of it at the time, but we won that game 4-0. We played really well, and afterwards, I know that we shared, just a moment of the fact that it was the first time that two coaches of color had won a game together in the I think maybe even coached a game, and it was significant, and that's one that kind of I thought of when Danny asked the question. So I'll say that, and then I think when you saw Joel and what he brought as a coach with those players, that he was willing to work extra with those guys. He wanted to be on the ice with them and share what he had learned. And I think that's when, I said to myself, this guy's got a chance to be a coach.
Back again. I wanted to ask Tim and Kelly both just about the organization. Obviously, you want to hire good people, right? But being that you are Canadian, it's different culture wise and whatnot. But the organization, I think, what do you think this says to the masses about the Golden Knights organization, that you guys are willing and have no problem in hiring a person of color, and that you guys are blazing a trail in a sense? You have Freddie, you have Joel. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you guys, I guess, kind of leading the way. Second person of color as a head coach in AHL history. There's only been one in NHL.
Yeah, and I guess for me, you mentioned the players. We have players from all over the world, right? So yes, I'm from Canada, as are the gentlemen at the table. But we have Keegan Kolesar, who's a person of color that plays on our team. We have Freddie, we have Jorge, we have Joel. I don't ever think about it, to be completely honest. It's a meritocracy. These people are involved in our organization because they're really good at what they do, and they're high character people. And I think listen to Joel's answer to the question that was asked. That's fantastic. I couldn't have handled that better in terms of what is important to him. But he's also just a heck of a hockey coach, right? So that's why he's here today.
Hi, Joel. First of all, congratulations again. So during this development camp, most of these players are going to be playing for you either this year or down the line. So what is the thing you're going to be looking for the most as far as getting a baseline on these players?
I'm just hoping to get to know them just as a person. There's a lot of kids are coming through here, young draft picks and what have you. But for me, it's just to get to know them, build some relationships with them. Kind of keep an eye on things. And there's one or two things that they can take back for the summer that they can kind of apply in the fall. That'd be great. But really just to get to sit down and get to know them.